So let's do some problems with the simple classical closed economy model. And you'll recall that the basic equations for the model are that GDP equals the sum of its components, and at the same time GDP is fixed because all capital and labor is being used efficiently. So we have y bar equals a function of capital and labor. So we substitute that in for the y in the first equation. We get y bar equals c, which is a function itself of disposable income, and we assume that taxes are fixed. Then we have investment, which is a negative function of the interest rate, and we have government spending, which is itself fixed. So this is our one equation with one unknown, which is the interest rate. We rewrite the equation to have y minus c, y minus t bar minus g bar equals I r, and all of this on the left-hand side is what we call national savings. It's GDP minus consumption minus government spending in a closed economy. So we call that savings, and our basic equation then is that savings has to be equal to the interest rate. We can then graph that. We have savings and investment being measured along the x-axis and the interest rate on the y-axis. Savings is fixed because GDP is fixed, so this is our level of savings. Then we have an investment function. Investment depends negatively on the interest rate, and the interest rate adjusts, then we say, so that investment's equal to savings. So this would be our equilibrium interest rate. Now we can ask, well, what happens if things change? So suppose national savings goes down for some reason, so the government increases its spending, for example. So savings will be lower. Remember that savings is equal to y bar minus consumption minus government spending. So if government spending goes up, savings goes down. So if savings goes down, we have a new savings line, and we have a new equilibrium then, our double star, a higher interest rate, and there'll be lower investment. So government spending goes up, and that crowds out investment, is the way we would think about it in this model. Let's take a look at another possibility. So let's say we have, we're measuring savings and investment here, measuring the interest rate here. We have our fixed savings, and we have our investment demand function. Let's say that investment demand decreases for reasons that are exogenous to the model, so for pessimism or anticipation of fiscal deadlock by the government causes firms to be reluctant to invest. In this classical closed economy model, that means the investment function shifts to the left, and we would see a decline in the interest rate, and hence the investment that is declined because of worries or uncertainty is offset because the lower interest rate, so this would be R1 and this would be R2, the lower interest rate now gives incentives for more investment. So in this, as I mentioned in class, in this classical open economy model, this is not a very interesting prediction that a decline in investment demand leaves investment unchanged because the interest rate falls so much that investment will return to its original level. But it's an implication of this very, very simple model. And so sometimes it's good to understand why a model leads to an implication like that. So I hope these couple of examples of how to use the model are useful, and ManQ has a couple more examples. Basically, again, this is a very simple model. You should know how the investment curve can shift and what that does, and how the savings line can shift and what that does.